Hey tubers. Well, I've gone out to a pal of mine's place. His name's Al, and he's got this old co-op turf till, chain drive, power reverse, 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Roto tiller. And I'm using my lawnmower lift, that I call it, and modified it to get it out of the truck. So all I had to do was roll it backwards, and now we're just gonna pull it away from the sidewalk or apron lip, and we're gonna lower it down. So like I said in my last video, I'm starting to like yellow and green even when it isn't John Deere. I've got a yellow and green old lawnmower that I fixed, and now I'm gonna do a repair on this one. Holy crap, tubers. Look at the gas in this thing. She's bad. I just thought I'd show you. Gas is supposed to be clear these days. So I hope that hasn't got a wrecked tank on it. Just thought I'd add that in there. Well, tubes, that's a bad sign. Look at the corrosion that's come out of the bottom of that gas tank. I think we're going to have to put a different tank on this machine. But luckily, now I think it's fate, I've had this machine sitting here, and I almost gave it away to a gentleman to build a mini bike for his son, but it was just too worn. But the tank's okay, and that's the last engine I've got that's not running in my little shop of horrors. Hi tubes. Well, we took the gas tank and the carburetor off of this motor from the rototiller, and we have it over here, and it's literally completely filled with corrosion. But I have a plan B, because my first plan A, this is the tank from the donor motor, and it's not going to fit. It's got too many different elements to it, and it's just not going to fit on there. So what we're going to do now is, I found this on YouTube. Let's just see. I found this on YouTube. We're going to put about a third of a tank of gravel into this tank and roll it around for about a half an hour, and then we can hopefully loosen some of the corrosion inside here. The tank does not leak, so we should be able to do that. And I don't know if you can see inside that tank or not. I have no idea if you can see inside there or not, but it is nasty. So anyway, we're going to put that gravel into that tank, put that lid on, and we're just going to roll it around for a while. And then we'll rinse it with gas, of course. Alright tubes, you might call me crazy, but this is how we're going to clean the inside of this gas tank. I've strapped it to the chains of my yard tractor, and I'm just going to putt up and down the alley with the gravel rolling around inside that tank. And maybe we can improve the amount of, or get rid of a lot of the flakes and stuff inside there. So we will have a look in a bit. Hi tubers. Well, I better get you caught up. I took the rewind off, which is just these 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3, and I washed the rewind out with solvent, and I banged the dent out of the lid here, and I rewound the spring in the rewind, because it was flopped back on itself, so that's why it wouldn't pull all the way. And now I am just in the process of putting a new diaphragm right there. That's an old one. I think that's the one that came out. So I took this diaphragm out, and it just sits in there like that. There we go. It just sits in behind that little door. And when I took that little door off, 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, I made sure that we had passageways on the carburetor. It looks pretty dirty, but it actually is not as bad as it seems. Our gas tank is outside drying in the sun, or in the air, out there. Hi tubes. Well, we have the old turf till put back together again. I'm still a little jumpy on how much corrosion is in that tank, but I'm going to let it air out for a little while and see how much we have. I'm going to rinse that tank one more time, although it's a little harder to rinse the tank once it's on the machine. BTHV1 here. We're back working on the little, what do they call that? Turf till, roto tiller. I think you saw that I got it all back together again. We've been working really hard on the corrosion in the gas tank, but it's still there a little bit. So I have purchased a product. I don't get any endorsements or any kind of payment from anybody. So the Evaporust Super Safe Rust Remover is what I'm going to use inside the tank. It's non-toxic, safe to use, and I think it just bonds to the rust oxide that's in the tank. So I'm going to just take the tank off of the rototiller and put that whole liter of stuff in there and just position the tank over the next few hours to see if we can just get rid of the last little bit of rust. If you look at that, I can still get a little bit of rust on my hands. So the jury is out whether this is still going to work or not. Okay guys, this is it. So now we're going to add most of this liter into the tank. Okay tubes, well now we are soaking the gas tank in, what do they call this stuff? Evaporust. And I'm just sitting it upright for a few hours and then tilted sideways a few hours, trying not to spill it out of these 2 holes here, but getting up to the hole. And that is all we're trying to do. I don't expect miracles here. I just expect to maybe solidify and stop the rusting process from getting any worse, and the flaking as well. Hi tubes, I'm back. I'm just continually soaking my gas tank, not mine, in the Evaporust, and we have a different problem. I went to take the muffler off to see if I could adjust the valves, because the door to adjust the valves is behind the muffler, and of course it's snapped off. But for a very small amount of money and some good brains on Briggs & Stratton from the old days, they put a thread inside here. So a person can thread an elbow onto here. Oops. Let me just see if that bites. There we go. And then, where is it? The muffler will attach on the side. And it looks like it's going to still be within the edge of the rototiller, so that's good. And it'll blow the gases. The reason for the elbow is to blow the exhaust gases to the side instead of back at the operator. Hey tubers, I'm pretty happy. I'm getting somewhere here. Just going to show you what's up. I'm going to rinse this tank one more time, and then I'm going to use some methyl hydrate. Okay, now I'm going to use some methyl hydrate, and now I'm going to just use this methyl hydrate. I'm going to be a little more stingier with it than I was with the water. I'm going to use about a cup, swish it through, filter it, and then use it, maybe do 4 or 5 swishes with that. And then we will be ready to reassemble this baby. Hi guys. Well, first we are going to install the muffler system on this rototiller, because if we put the carburetor on, we won't be able to turn this. This will impact on the side of the car. So we're going to stick the muffler on first, and then we'll reassemble the carburetor and all the other stuff near the end. Okay, tubes, we got our nice shiny muffler on here with from Taiwan with our 90-degree elbow and our 3/4 inch lock. So that's nice and solid. Now we're going to put the tank and the carburetor on the unit. So I'll keep you posted throughout the assembly. Okay guys, this is one of those things that you put everything together loosely. The carburetor mounts are loose. The mount to the engine's loose. The wire is connected. Okay, right up there you can see the wire for the on-off switch is located there. And we still have to connect the spring for the governor and the throttle cable there. There's a little more to do, that's why we put it all together loosely. Okay tubes, everything's been tightened up. I'm going to choke it. I've got the throttle on half to full throttle, somewhere in there. You never know the first time you fire something up. I've got a third of a tank of gas in our once rusty gas tank, and we'll see if it fires up. It should fire on the first pull. I just hope it doesn't tear off across the garage. I'm going to just pull back on it for now. Nope, not going to fire on the first pull. Hi tubes, we're back. Well, I had to add a switch because the on-off switch underneath the tank is no longer viable. So now we have rototiller on right there and rototiller off, and that just puts a ground on the lead coming from the magneto underneath the rewind. And so now I've got it, and I also adjusted the linkage right there, so that when it's in neutral, it actually is in neutral. It took off like a runaway train there on me. So that is now going to be rectified. And the only problem I'm having is the rewind is still sticky after all this time. So we'll put a little grease on that, and we're just going to change the oil while we had it warmed up. So change the oil and re-oil the rewind. Well, this one's for you, Al. Turn the rototiller on, 3/4 throttle, a little bit of choke, it's in neutral.